Hey, what's up, guys? It's Colby Cheese, and watch another one of my full game commentaries. This time I'm going to be playing a little bit of Evelynn, just doing my standard Revive and Smite jungle build, which you've seen in my video guide, which if you haven't, I'll put a link in my video description, so check that out for sure. Also, of course, I will be speeding through some of the slower parts of the video, such as the jungling and just any time that we're farming and there's no real action going on. But of course, I'll be explaining what's going on. So let's kind of jump into this one here. I believe right now the teams are going to be, we've got Ezreal going middle, and we've got the Anivia is going to take the top lane, and then we've got a Mundo and an Aurelia who are going to be dominating the bottom lane, hopefully. I haven't actually looked at the enemy teams just yet. I didn't get a glance. But as you can see here, I'm just going to go ahead and do my standard start at the Wraiths. I do like to stand in that bush whenever I'm there, just in case they do try and come up and check to see if I'm there. And then I'll just go ahead and move on over to the Golems. Take my Q, and then you can take your W if you wanna make sure and check that bush. But since I saw everybody in the lane, I went ahead and take my E spell. It does make it a lot easier for you to get the blue buff after you revive. Now, as you can see there, I actually bought 2 more potions after I died. That helps you get back to full health so that you can be much higher HP for the ganking phase. I'll go ahead and do the E spell on the golem here, and then smite it so that I can take it down. Now, usually you want to save your smite to finish off the golem, but again, I was pretty confident that no one was going to come in and try and steal the buff from me, so therefore I just went ahead and used it first so that it would be up sooner. Now, the mid lane actually got first blooded there, as you can see, and so I'm just going to go ahead and just take 1 or 2 creeps there before Ezreal gets back, and then just head right on over to my jungle, going on with my route. So so far we're down 0-1, giving the Ashe the first blood, which is never a good thing to give their carry any kind of feed at all. However, we should be able to come back from this if I'm able to get some good ganks going, so we'll just kind of hope for that. And I'm looking around at this point now after I've taken that red. I'm going to try and find somewhere that I can go and get a gank off. And so I'm guessing that top is where I want to be since we do have an Anivia. And so I'm just going to go ahead and head that direction, see if I can't find a opportune moment. Now, just as he's moving back, I'm going to try and stun him so that she can get off an easy stun. As you can see, she was able to land her stun as well, getting the full damage, and there's no way he's going to get away from that. There is a lot of burst on Anivia if she's able to land her full combo. And I'm not even actually sure if her little ice blast thingy hit him. It looked like it did, just barely out of the range, but nonetheless, we did get that kill, so that's going to make it so much easier for Anivia to dominate the lane against a Pantheon. So you never want to feed that Pantheon early. If you can get him a kill or get a kill on him, it's just going to give you that advantage to where you can handle the lane without any problem in the future. And so I'm just going to head straight on down. Oh wow, looks like an arrow. Look, at first that arrow looks like it was actually going to hit me, but apparently she was shooting it at the top for a gank, which I'm guessing that they did not successfully accomplished. I don't know if he got egged or if they just decided to go back. But now that I went ahead and took those creeps, I'm going to see if I can get a little bit of harass off on this Ashe. She is running back because she saw that Ezreal is coming, so she either had an idea that I was going to be there, or she just didn't want to get harassed by him. To be honest, an Ashe cannot really take an Ezreal out in the open without creeps to block his skill shots, so it was smart of her to run back even if I wasn't there in the first place. Now, we did get her a little bit lower health, so it will give him that advantage. At this point, I'm going to try and stay around because some people think that after you leave that it's safe for them to stick around a little bit longer, which is not the case. As you can see here, I'm just going to wait a little bit longer, go ahead and start putting down the hurt on her, and she's done. So you definitely, that's the problem with having an Evelynn in the game. It just kind of breaks the game mechanics, if you ask me. I love playing even. I love ganking people, but the playstyle sucks because if you get half health, you basically can't stay in the lane anymore. You have to go back. But that is also why Evelynn makes it so much easier for you guys to win games, because you can win the early game. People are just forced to play so much more defensively in their lanes. Same thing when you have like a Shaco or something like that of the sort. So I'm just going to go ahead and I went back. I bought some items there, as you can see, and I'm going to see if I can't get this Ashe down low again. She's right there in the middle of the lane, pushed up a little bit, so she's going to take a ton of damage. She did have her ultimate up, so oh man, Ezreal whiffs the ultimate. Doesn't really hit anything with that, but we did get her low HP, and so she's going to have to really think twice about if she wants to stay in the lane or not. Now that her ultimate is down, she has nothing to save her, so at this point all I've got to do is stealth and wait for her to make another mistake. But I decided that at this point she's gonna probably go back, which I don't even see her in the lane, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go take my blue buff. Now at this point I haven't actually put any pressure on the bottom lane, and that's kind of a trade-off. You generally, whenever you're going to be jungle ganking, you generally have to choose like 1 or 2 lanes that you're going to go against. And whenever I'm playing on the purple team, I'll generally gank the top 2 lanes, and if I'm on the blue team, I'll gank the bottom 2 lanes. Just kind of depends on how things go. I'll switch it up if the thing permits it, but at the same time, looking at bottom, they're generally looks like they're kind of keeping everybody pushed. And I'm actually looking at the minimap on the bottom. They almost got ganked there. Look, they're well, yeah, it looks like the Pantheon was jumping in, but they did make it out safe, so that is good. Didn't give the Pantheon a kill, and so overall we are doing really well in this early game. I mean, the score is only 2-1. However, the fact that I've already made the Pantheon go back, he just missed that gank there, so he loses the time in the lane and that sort of thing. And I just picked up all the jungle buffs there, so I'm going to go ahead and go back once again, buy a couple of items, finish off my Wriggles Lantern, get me a sight ward. And so right now I'm going to decide where I want to go gank. I was thinking about going middle to gank Ashe. However, I noticed that since that Pantheon missed his gank on bottom, he's actually going to be going back top, and I knew that Anivia was coming, so he's going to think that Anivia is not in the lane anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and come back to the lane. He's not going to see me because I'm going to run through the bush, and if the Anivia is smart, which looks like she's going to play smart, she's going to come around from the jungle, and we're going to try and get a little bit of harass off on this guy and possibly even get a kill. So I'm not sure if it's going to work out. There are quite a bit of creeps there. We don't really want to fight while the creeps are attacking us. Now at this point, what I should be doing is waiting for him to get the bird really low. See, I opened up way too early there. A smarter thing to do would have been to have waited for that Pantheon to commit to the fight fully and thinking that he was going to kill the bird, and then go ahead and open up on him after he was already too low to run away. So that is one mistake I did make there by opening up too early. Or even if he were to run away from the bird, I could have stunned him because the fact of the matter is he would have stayed in longer if I had not shown up there. So that was a big mistake on my part. But moving on, we did make him go back, so he was forced to go heal up, which is probably like, I don't know, like the 3rd or 4th time he's done that. So he definitely doesn't have that early advantage that a Pantheon really needs. Oh, and I just noticed that Amumu had an Oracle's Elixir, so I'm actually telling on Skype right now, I'm telling him to watch out up top because I know that he's going to try and do some kind of dive or gank up top if he does push out. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and go for the dragon. I did call out that we were going to be able to get it, so I called Gummy over and I called over our Mundo, and I knew that was going to be a quick kill with a Mundo. So we go ahead and take the dragon. At this point, we really are doing very well. Even though the score is only 3-1, we are actually doing quite well. We do have quite the lead. I'm actually level 9, so I've been keeping up with these solo lanes quite well. About to hit level 10 here as well, and just getting as much farm. I told him to go ahead and push this lane. Since the middle left, we want to get off as many hits as possible, and I think someone just, looks like our Mundo just got killed on bottom from that clock fag, as I call him. And Zilean, I do like Zilean. He's a pretty cool player or champion. He does really drop off pretty hardcore at the end game, but if you're able to get a good lead off in the beginning, it really makes it hard for that to happen in the first place. So as long as you're not playing some kind of late game comp, Zilean is a great choice of a champion, I do believe. So looks like that bird is really low up top, and I don't know, I think he's going to get actually dove at the tower. I don't know if the egg might actually save him. I'm not looking, but I'm just assuming that Pantheon jumped on him and got him egged, and he was able to protect himself in that way. And I don't think he died. He looks like he got away. The Mundo went up top to try and stop that, but I don't really see anything going on there. So just continuing on, I'm just going to keep on farming. What I want to do on Eve, like my main goal is to really out-level everybody and get as much farm as possible. Obviously on top of, oh man, look at that Zilean getting another gank on bottom. There's actually an Ashe down there, so it looks like she probably ran down bottom, and then I'm assuming she opened up with an arrow and got a gank. So I'm selling him. Let's go ahead and keep pushing this tower. Since everybody is bottom, they're not going to be able to reach us in the middle lane before we kill the tower. So we go ahead and take us a tower. They did get a kill, but I do believe that towers are much better than getting kills overall, just since that is going to win the game for you in the end. And so I'm going to continue on farming my jungle, farming minions and getting towers, and trying to level up as much as possible and stay ahead of the enemy team. So at this point, with my level advantage, it's kind of like we had 3 solos in a sense. And that's really, oh man, that Ezreal really got caught out of position there. Looks like Mumu caught him in a bandage toss, so he wasn't able to move just long enough for Zilean to run in and double bomb him, and there was no way he can get away. at that point, being a squishy champion that Ezreal is, he trades that the ability to run around and flash over walls and stuff for being a little bit squishier than other champions. So just getting caught by a stun on Ezreal is really not good. Oh man, he's not even going AP, and he actually just took out the entire creep wave, so that's kind of cool. And I'm kind of stealth here. I'm looking around. You want to make sure when you're stealthing around on Eve that you don't run into a bunch of champions before you check to see if they have oracles. That is one mistake I see people make, is they'll just kind of run in thinking, oh, I'm stealth, they can't see me, but at the same time they've got oracles and they didn't even pay attention and notice that they had it, so they'll die. So you definitely want to make sure and watch for that. And I know that the Amumu's got an oracle, so you actually have to be careful walking through bushes, unless, like you can see here, I actually see that Amumu is on the minimap on the bottom, so I'm not really extremely worried about it. So I'm just going to go ahead and check around the jungle. I do have my wards, and I want to set those up. Oh, looks like I'm going to have a free easy kill here on this Zilean. Oh, but unfortunately he does flash and ghost out. There's no way I'm going to be able to catch him. Oh, and I get caught by an Ashe arrow right here. Now there's no way I'm going to get away from that. And she slows me down, so I'm going to try and juke her through the bush, but unfortunately the entire team is already there. So I did make that mistake, and I don't know if I would have even been able to get away. I was already slowed by the Ashe, and that Amumu was coming with the oracle. So overall, that really sucks for me that I wasn't able to burst down the Zilean before he teleported out. So unfortunately that gank did fail. Big mistake on my part, I guess, but at the same time it was a good attempt. It probably would have worked if he didn't have both of his summoners up, so and was in that one spot where he can flash over the wall. So not a big deal overall. I do have my revive. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to use it. No, there's no reason for me to use it right now. There's actually no visible gank opportunities, and there's no buffs up and no towers back. Well, actually the top tower looks like it have quite a considerable amount of creep farm. I'm probably not going to get there in time for all the farm, so I will be losing out on. Actually, everyone will be losing out on all that farm. However, I'll try and get there as soon as possible because it looks like another wave is already coming. So at least I'll get a portion of that. Oh, and it looks like Aurelia gets way out of position here. She's going to be caught by Banatosh and the entire team. She is taken out, and I don't know, it looks like Mundo and Ezreal went in to save her, but just a little bit too late, and they do make it out. Luckily, what would have been a really bad situation there is if they did fully commit to trying to save them and the enemy team just got a triple kill there. That would have been really bad. But they were smart enough to go ahead and move back out of that, seeing that Aurelia was already out of position enough that there was no chance for them to really do anything useful at that point. So that was a good decision on their part to move out of the way. And as you can see, I'm just going to continue farming up here. There's not really any, I don't really see any notable reason for ganks just yet. Decided to go ahead and go bottom though after I took out that one creep wave. Oh, and Ashe just shot an arrow. Did miss everybody, so her ult is down. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Zilean. He is low health, so I knew I can burst him down before he could come out of the stun. So that was a good gank on my part there. And I am trying to pop my ultimate every time that I notice a hero champion is about to die. That way I'm always having it up. So what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to stand behind the enemy champions and wait for them to get out of position. There we go. They just moved out of the range of the tower. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Ashe, and I'm hoping that the Pantheon jumps on me, which he does. He takes the bait. He jumps on me, basically stunning himself because he's going to do that jump on me stun combo. And since my entire team is right behind him, then he's just going to get mopped up, which is exactly what happened. So exactly what I wanted on my part. Now the Ashe is low. She can't really stay in to defend that tower. If she does, she will get either stunned or just destroyed by burst. So we do have the advantage. I'm going to go ahead and steal the red buff. I know that my team can push the bottom lane well enough without me there. I'm not going to really do much but stand around anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and steal their red buff, and probably should leave some creeps up here as well. That way they don't have that. And by the way, every time I getting a creep low, what I'll do, generally, I guess I didn't do it that time, I didn't need to, is I'll use my E-spell to lower the resist of it, and then I'll do my smite, because the smite does extra damage whenever you lower the resistance of those neutral. Oh man, look at this. Looks like there is a fight here. Oh shoot, so Anivia does have the egg up. I'm actually gonna wait for his ultimate to go off, but unfortunately, the enemy team is there, and obviously he can see me because he's got that oracles, and he does die, giving him his health back. Unfortunately, I think Anivia did some kind of burst there. Oh, and Ashe shoots an arrow. Luckily, hits Mundo, doing absolutely nothing, and we do pick off the Vladimir. So good news is we did get 1 kill for 1 kill. Unfortunately, still not killing this Mumu who has the oracles. He is playing pretty safe and getting away from a lot of the situations. However, luckily, or hopefully, I will be able to catch him at some point in the game and take that off of him. I actually like it when enemy champions buy oracles, because that's obviously a crutch on them, because they lose that gold. And well, if they never die, it obviously is a good thing for them. But what I want to do is I always want to try and kill those champions with the oracles and force another person on the team to buy oracles, and you basically count up how many people lose their lives with an oracles on, and I think 4 or 5, and you've already it's already like losing a Baron buff in a sense, from a money perspective, anyways. So that's just kind of how I look at it, anyways. And the thing is that Evelynn can just stand right outside the range of an oracles, and she's got so much speed that she can actually chase someone down who has an oracles and catch them anyways, even though they can see you. So it's not a big deal. The only thing you have to worry about is run into a bush where their whole team's waiting and then they have an oracles to see you. But as long as you play smart, that's not going to happen to you anyways. So as you notice, I actually put a ward down right by the path to where if an enemy champion were to run through the woods to try and come get to me while I'm farming creeps, I'll actually see them and I'll be able to run back into stealth. And that's what I'll like to do a lot of times on Evelynn if I'm farming into the enemy's area, is I'll put down a ward somewhere on a path that I'll be able to see them coming so I can go back into stealth. And that's basically free farm for me in the enemy territory, which most other champions can't actually achieve that unless you're like a Shaco or something you can deceive over a wall, or that sort of thing. So it looks like I guess that the enemy champions are, at this point we've gotten all 3 of their forward towers down. They still have not taken one of ours, and they're only 1 kill down, but at the same time we've got those 3 towers. We've also got the well, now they're even on kills in there. It looks like they may actually kill Armundo. I don't know. He's got his ultimate on, so he may get away. Not sure. Yeah, that's the life regen is just too much, and I'm gonna see if I can stun this. I still can't kill that Mumu. Apparently, I was trying to stun that Mumu and kill him in the tower range, but unfortunately, I just was not able to finish him off. So once again, he gets away with just a little bit of extra HP. We are even on kills, like I was saying earlier. However, we are ahead quite significantly, and so. Just add up all the dragon kills in the towers, and that's gonna, and also the fact that I made everyone else go back. And I haven't actually looked at the CS in the game right now, but we are doing quite well. Now I've just been following this Ashe around, and I knew that she was gonna go run and try and kill these minions. And since she is a squishy champion, and I've got pretty decent items right now, I've almost got my Trinity Force built up. I was able to burst her down so quick that the Zilean wasn't even able to run up and ult her or anything like that. So that was pretty cool on my part. And it forced Zilean to run away, so I'm going to go ahead and steal his blue buff right here. As long as no one comes up, which, like I said, I've got that little ward there to watch for that, so I should be fine. I'm just going to... Oh, looks like the Mumu is actually going to get here, but I will be able to smite that and get away just in time. Now, hopefully, I'm actually going to hope that this Mumu keeps chasing me, because I see that I have 2 teammates nearby, so I'm just going to go ahead and run back. I had my stealth come up, so I knew I can stun this Pantheon. Got out of position, so bad move on Pantheon's part, jumping near me, because I was able to just sit there and stun him, and my team finishes him off. So that's basically the way you want to bait on Evelynn, is just kind of pull people back into your team, and then you can stun them. It doesn't matter if they can see you or not, especially when you can just stun them anyways. No, I'm just going to go ahead and continue farming up this creeps, try and push this tower a little bit, do a little bit of damage to it. And so I do need to be careful right here, because as you can see, the Ashe comes up, stuns me right in the tower range, and now I'm being attacked by the tower as well, because I may have actually, I don't know if the tower is hitting me, but yeah, the fact that Ashe Arrow hit me, I got double bombed. I don't have any magic resist yet, because I have not started on that Banshee's Veil, so that was kind of a dumb move on my part. I shouldn't have stayed in there. I guess I didn't. I thought in my mind, I thought that the Ashe was actually in the middle lane, so I wasn't expecting to get shot like that. I was just gonna run in and hit a few hits on the tower, but anyways, not too big of a deal since I have that revive. I'm gonna go ahead and run back into the fight. I bought me a little bit of magic resist, so I will take a little bit less damage from those arrows and from those bombs mainly. Like I said, the Zilean starts to drop off quite heavily late game as soon as people start getting a little bit of magic resist. So those bombs are really going to do considerably less damage to me. I'm not going to be so concerned about taking a few. And so I'm just going to go ahead and continue farming up. As you can see, I'm actually already level 15, and there's only one other person on my team that's level 15, which is the Anivia, and she's been farming up it quite well also. And I don't know on their team, let's see, they got a 14, a 15, so right now I'm basically keeping up with the top person in the team, and I just hit 16. So at this point I've become basically the main carry of the game, just due to the fact that I can do so much damage. I am quite farmed, and I'm higher level than everybody, so I'm just going to continue pushing down the creeps. And what my goal is, I want my lanes to push on their own without me actually being there. So what I'll do is I'll kill a creep, a wave of creeps, and that means that I'm going to have an extra wave on my side, and that'll create like a snowball effect for my creeps until they get to the enemy tower, obviously, and then it'll switch the other way. But the idea is to have all lanes pushing on their own so that you have the option of going to any tower at any point and either pushing that tower down or just having that map control. So here we go. We're going into a team fight. Looks like the Ashe is getting caught just a little bit out of position by the Mundo. Mundo doing his job, keeping that Ashe out of the fight, and now really the enemy team has nowhere to go because they've already used up all of their CC, and you really can't stop a Mundo from going where he pleases. And then, you know, obviously Evelynn here comes with all the stuns and massive damage. So take out, finally kill that Amumu with his oracles. I'm gonna try and take out this Pantheon Radas tower, but oh my God, that Zilean gets there just in time. What a clutch save! And he's able to go ahead and save that Pantheon, and I'm able to go stealth just in time, right as he stuns me. So, but the Pantheon is too unintelligent to actually do his Heartseeker strike, or he would have killed me there. You don't have to actually have vision of me to do it. All he had to do was turn it on, it would have killed me. But luckily for me, I guess the Pantheon is new at his class or something. He just hasn't been playing Pantheon that long because he's not doing too well this game. I'm going to wait for someone else to tank this because I don't really want to kill it. I probably could have tanked it just fine since I got that life steal, but at the same time, I was like, whatever, it doesn't matter. So we go ahead and take another dragon. I don't know if that's probably the second or third one by now, and I'll go ahead and pick up another big creep wave. So I seem to be in all the right places this game, getting some great kills. Already level 17.5. Oh, and I just barely dodged an Ashe arrow. Not sure if it would have killed me in the first place since they were quite far away. However, their whole team was there, so that might have been an actual pretty good dodge there. Now I'm going to go ahead and take this red buff. I've been taking all of them. It doesn't really matter. I know it would be really good on the Ezreal, but seeing as how the enemy champions, I noticed that they were actually pushing up on us, and I didn't want them to come steal it, so I went ahead and grabbed that for myself, even though I had half of mine left. Like I said, I am pretty much the carry of this game. I've just picked up my Banshee's Veil, so I'm going to be a lot tankier. We've got 2 Banshee's Veil on our team already, so that is going to be very good against voiding stuns from the Pantheon or just the bombs from the Zilean. So at this point, we're actually 3 kills ahead, and I believe we're going to start moving forward in the game. And oh man, just barely avoiding that stun. But as you can see, the Anivia wall will stop the blood pool from a. Oh man, I get caught out of here really bad. I don't think I'm gonna get away from this one, so I should just be turning around and doing some attacking. Oh man, they decided not to finish me off for some reason, so we're able to turn around, finish off the Mumu. Oh, and we can't finish the Ashe because of the Zilean ult, so I don't get the extra HP heal from her dying, so I do get taken out. But that was actually turned around quite nicely by our team. We're able to push all of them back, and I guess we get what is that, like 2 or 3 kills there. I'm not pushing down tab. Oh, and the Ashe gets taken out too. So she stays in just a little bit too long, and looks like Gummy's able to jump in there and take him out. So that was pretty hilarious. And we get a tower as well. So that one fight right there was really crucial. That was a huge turnaround. So I really don't think they have any chance at this point in coming back after that fight. I mean, we were quite a bit ahead, but it could have gone either way at that moment. However, that one situation right there really solidified the game for them. And I believe at this point I'm actually going to be building AP. I've never actually gone AP on Evelynn, but I was like, oh, what the hell? I'll try and do like a combo build and get some ability power to just add an extra bit of burst. And one of the reasons I'm doing that is, well, 1, I wanted to try it out, and 2, I wanted to try and use it to burst down like Zilean or somebody else before he's able to actually get that ultimate off. That was kind of my thought process on the point. So I'm going to go ahead and stun this Pantheon so he's not able to get off a full combo on our team. Just barely saving my teammate with that stun. He is able to get away, and we actually pick up a kill from it as well. Gummy's actually going to die. Oh, no! Oh, never mind. Yeah, he did die. So the Pantheon is able to take him out, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to go ahead and kill him back, and there's no way that this guy's going to go away. He's going to be completely slowed by my Trinity Force and the Anivia. There's no way he's getting away. So once again, they are just overextending a little bit too much, and the main problem that they're having at this point, I've noticed after watching this, is that they just keep making the mistake of getting baited into team fights that they can't win. And you know, like their whole team won't be there. They'll chase us way too far and get so greedy that they want to get a kill, and they end up actually losing more of their own champions than they do of ours. And at that point, they just gave away a free Baron to us because they lost 2 or 3 champions and they all had to go back and heal. So once again, we were able to take that advantage by capitalizing on the enemy mistakes. So whenever you're playing the game, the main thing you want to do is if you're doing things like on this enemy team, You want to make sure whenever there's champions such as Evelynn and Ezreal on their team, and Mundo, and champions that are really good at kiting you and capitalizing on mistakes in open fields like that, you really, really, really want to make sure that instead of chasing people down and being greedy like that, you actually want to wait for the other team to dive you and make mistakes. And that's just purely like, one is team comp, and the way that Ashe, for instance, like Ashe, what she does is she capitalizes on people diving too far in, but she doesn't do extremely well with people, whenever you're chasing too far on the enemy team. The reason is because she can actually kite and run back, but their enemy team seems to be chasing really far in. Now at this point, it looks like I actually made the mistake of dying here, and I missed talking about that. But as you can see, their entire team is extremely low from all the damage we're doing, but they're still staying in too much. They're just getting greedy. They're seeing that we have low health champions on our team, and they decided to keep chasing for way too long. Now, unfortunately, Ezreal shot the wrong champion. He could have killed Ashe there at that point, but at the same time, the thing is, they should have left that fight right after they killed me, because there was no way they're going to kill the rest of our team. They had already used all their spells on us, and so once again they're making the mistake of getting way too greedy. They see that our champions are like low health and like, oh man, we're gonna go get them, and that's not what you want to do. So just keep that in mind when you're playing the game. Are you dying a lot, or is your team dying a lot? And try and ask yourself, okay, are we getting baited? Are we chasing them way too far? And what kind of strategy is it going to take for us to actually kill the enemy team? Looks like the Nivea is actually going to doesn't even care about the tower damage. He's got so much burst right now. He's just going to just run in and try and get this Zilean to use up his ult. I don't think he's actually going to finish him off at that point, but yeah, here comes Ashe. So probably Nivea wants to get out of there. She's probably going to get arrowed and killed at this point. I'm not watching the minimap, but I can just guess what's going to happen. So I'm just going to say that Nivea is probably yeah. So basically, she got greedy, thinking, "Oh man, we're doing really well, and we're killing them, so I can take them on." And what she did was she overextended all the way into the enemy champion's lane, all by herself with no support nearby. And obviously, they've got a Pantheon that could have jumped on them. The Ashe came with a long-range arrow, and there was just no chance. So once again, another example of what you don't want to do. Don't get cocky. Don't get baited. Don't run, out trying to chase someone that's low health just because of low health, and you're mad like, oh man, they got away with so much health, I gotta chase them down. Because what you're doing essentially is you're just giving the other team the advantage of killing you, and it snowballs from there. And this is what I see happen almost in all my games where I lose, is that people just get so frustrated and fed up with people getting away, and then they just keep making the mistake of chasing way too far. And what they really should be doing instead is waiting for the enemy team to just make a mistake, because eventually someone's going to get frustrated. It's just human nature. People get frustrated, they decide to jump in, make mistakes, and what you want to do is just capitalize on enemy mistakes. That's how you're going to take the advantage of people here. Oh, and it looks like the Aurelia is just going to get caught. She cannot get away with all the stuns and stuff, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go stealth. I noticed that they don't have any kind of stealth detection, so I'm just going to wait. And Ashe got really low from the Aurelia, so I was able to pop my ult, run up, and just kill her in one hit, and then run away. And the Mumu did miss his bandage toss, so I'm able to get away safely without even taking any damage. So that was great. Good little pick off for me. 1-for-1 fight there. The Aurelia dies, but so does the Ashe, so it's not a big deal. I get even more fed, and I'm already level 18. I believe that the rest of my team is as well. They're already catching up at this point, and so I don't really think the enemy team's going to have any chance of coming back. They've gotten only 2 of our beginning towers down, and they're already down 1 inhibitor. They're down about 6 kills at this point. So, and I don't really see it going any better unless their team all of a sudden gets super smart, starts grabbing a Baron or something like that. And as you can see, the Zilean is pushed out way too far, not even in the safety of his tower. And I'm able to come up, stun him, make him blow his ultimate. And I probably shouldn't stay any longer than that because the Ashe. Well, actually, I think the Ashe is dead at this point. But at the point of me running away, I was like, oh crap! I just had remembered tower diving earlier, thinking, oh man, that Ashe is gonna come get me. So I decided not to be stupid and chase too far. I knew I was already ahead. I didn't really, I already got the red buff. I don't really want to dive just to get a kill on a guy who's not even on a killing spree or anything like that. Anyways, I'm worth more gold than he is worth to me, so I decided, what the hell, I'll just let him get away, go heal himself. He's used up his ultimate. Maybe we'll be able to get into another fight before he's even got his ultimate up again. So it looks like that may actually be the case here. We're actually going into another team fight, and I'm pretty sure that he doesn't have his ultimate up yet. It's probably up soon since he's got that really short cooldown on it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just run around and try and catch people out of position. Everybody's playing pretty safe right now. I'm going to go ahead and try and let my team push bottom by by attempting to bait everybody out. Nobody chases me, so I'm just going to go ahead and get a free tower up top. There's not really anything they can do at this point because of the fact that I'm able to just escape and everything so well, and then my enemy, my teammates are able to, I don't know if they took that tower or not. Yeah, they're able to just kind of sit there and poke and do damage now that we have an Anivia and an Ezreal, and we got a pretty good little poke team going on as well. So it's really easy for us to just kind of stand around right by outside of a tower and keep people in their lanes. So at this point, I probably went in just a little bit too far. They've got a lot of damage and slows, and it's not really easy for me to get out of that type of situation. I'm not sure if I have my revive up. Yeah, I do have my revive up, so that's probably one reason I did that. I wanted to run in, do as much damage as possible, and just kind of bait them all into a team fight that they could not win, which I knew they wouldn't be able to win a team fight against us if they blew everything on me. Since I did have revive, I was like, it's not a big deal. I'm just going to go back and finish off my death cap. I got some armor for Pantheon and for Ashe, and I'm just going to be back into the fight before the rest of their enemy champions are even up. So at this point, all we got to do is just finish off the towers, and the game's going to be over with pretty soon, as you can see. But you've seen all the mistakes that the enemy champions have made, and kind of what led to the situation here. Just the early ganks on them, making them go back. It really just kind of snowballed us to victory, and allowed us to really get that win off without too much trouble, because of the fact that we're able to bait the enemy champions so many times. Yep. So here we go. We're just gonna finish off these towers and probably do a little bit of fun stuff. As soon as the enemy champions come back, I'm going to try and stealth and see if I can get a 1 or 2 extra KSs for the KD ratio at the end of the game. Here we go. Yep, looks like the Vlad's going to get stunned, and I do kill him. Fun times, fun times. Oh, looks like the Zilean's back up. I wonder if I can kill him as well. So my stealth is up. Let's see if we can get him. Oh, man, that's a lot of burst. He just might. Nope, he flashes out, so he's able to get away. All right, so there goes the Nexus. Anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed the commentary. I know y'all had, so a couple people had been requesting that after my Eve guide. They wanted to see a full game on her and kind of how I play things out. So, all right, take care.